guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you are new here. If you are new, my name is Shan from HomeWithShan over on Instagram and welcome to my channel. In today's video I thought I would just do a Q&A because it seems like forever since I've done a Q&A on my channel. I haven't done one since we've been back in this house, I don't think. So I thought I would do like it's not really a Christmassy Q&A, it's just Christmassy because of the background. The actual questions probably aren't that Christmassy, but I asked you guys on my Instagram if you had any questions and there were so many and like I haven't even had the chance to go through them, so I thought I would just kind of pick maybe 15 questions at random and go through them and answer them as best I can. Some are like really easy questions and some are like slightly harder ones that I might have avoided in the past. So I hope you enjoy this video. Get a cup of tea or something, get cozy. Let's do this. I'm actually taking my own advice and putting a blanket on for this Q&A session to make it proper cozy. So I'm gonna jump straight in and start answering the questions. The first question that I got, and probably the most asked question actually, was are you okay and how are you? I'm so grateful for these questions. It means so much that you guys like ask it, like genuinely. When you ask like a friend or something if they're okay and then you ask them the second time like are you actually okay, like how actually are you, it means so much because it means people can open up and stuff. And the answer is like yes, I'm absolutely fine. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, my partner's return flight from deployment got delayed and it's looking like it might not be back in time for, well, hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be back just before Christmas, but there's a small chance that it could actually be delayed until after Christmas. So obviously I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and I'm trying to keep positive about it. There's really nothing that I can do about it. The silver lining of it though is that George is too young to understand what's going on, so he doesn't know that like daddy's not going to be home on time and he doesn't really know what Christmas is and stuff. So obviously it would be so good and I really want him to be back for Christmas, but I know it's not the end of the world. It is just frustrating when you get your hopes up for something and it kind of just goes wrong, that's all. But generally I am okay. The last 4 months have been hard, but yeah, I'm just ready for Christmas and especially like the new year. I am really excited because it's the year that we're getting married. It's the year of like new beginnings for us. So I am just really looking forward to that, I guess. The next question is what have you got George for Christmas? And a lot of you guys will have seen my like baby gift guide videos and stuff. In that I mentioned that basically I'm going to be swapping, well I've already done all of this. So I swapped a load of George's old whirly toys for new toys. He's got a wobble board coming and I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but my friend actually has one and George was obsessed with it when we went to hers, so I'm really hoping that he likes that. He's got a few bits coming from my parents and he's also got like some furniture type things. So he's got a lot of books coming and he's getting a bookshelf because honestly his favourite thing is to like sit down and read, like I say read, go through, like flip through the pages of a book and like point at things and look at things and things like that. So we've got him a little bookshelf but to go in the living room that's like at George level from IKEA, and obviously we've got loads of books to like populate that so he can like pick up a book and like bring it and we can flick through it and stuff. And then also a table and chairs and lots of like crafty bits because he hasn't got any craft bits at home. So I've got him like big pads, lots of crayons, lots of like artwork stuff. So I really hope that he's going to enjoy that. And then also we're putting some money into his ISA for him. So George has like a junior ISA where we put his child benefit into every single month. I think it's like £84 a month. And then we just top that up at Christmas and birthday. So we're gonna put like £200 in that. I feel like it's a more beneficial thing than giving him loads and loads of stuff for Christmas, especially at the age that he's at where he doesn't even know what Christmas is and like what toys are and things like that. So maybe next year when he has like a favourite thing or a favourite programme or a favourite cartoon, like we can get him things around that. But for now, whatever we get him, he's gonna like for about 3 minutes and then get bored of it. So that's probably, yeah, for us that's what we're doing in terms of Christmas. But I have got him a few other stocking filler bits that I will link the video down below actually for the B&M stocking gift guide video in case you're getting any last minute bits, because there were some really good bits in there and the things that I didn't give away were the things that are going to be included in George's stocking. Next question was, what is your ideal age gap for baby number 2? How many children do you want overall? And I feel like this is, every time someone asks me this question, I change my mind. So whatever I say now is probably not what it will end up being. If anything, like sometimes I think I only want George, I don't want another baby. Other times I think I would love to give George a sibling. Other times I think, oh, you know, I really want kids really close together, if we're lucky enough to even be able to have a second child. Other times I think, should there just be a massive age gap and like do the whole like baby, toddler, young child bit with George and give him all of the attention that we possibly can, and then sort of wait until he's like 7, 8, 9 and then have another? Or is that just too much? I literally don't know. My answer is I have no idea. I think the maximum amount of kids that we would have is 2, probably. I really don't know, but at the moment it's just not anytime soon. Like we're getting married next year, and then maybe like after the wedding it's something that we will consider, but there's just so many other things going on. Like my partner's still in the military. It's not, I really don't want to have 2 little ones whilst he's still going away with the military and stuff, because having one on my own was hard enough. Like props to the guys and girls that do it on their own, like full time with more than one, like with one, but just like with more than one, it's just like, I can imagine it is very hard. So yeah, anyway, at the moment, my kind of thoughts are 2 kids with maybe like a 3 or 4 year age gap-ish, but I really just genuinely don't know, if I'm honest. This one is really interesting, and I love talking about this kind of stuff because I feel like it's not spoken about much, and it's how much you're earning from YouTube and Instagram per month. So with my earnings from YouTube and Instagram, I actually don't really touch any of that money. So basically I've got like a business account, which is like my HomeWithShan money, like the money where that goes, and then I've got my like normal salary from my like full-time job, well 4-day-a-week job that I do, and that's like what my bills come out of, what my spending money is, like my food, everything like that, like my general living costs come out of that money. And then I've got this separate pot of money that I am hoping to just save up and put towards a deposit on a house, help towards the wedding, like just all of those like big expenditure things. I can pull that money out because I like own the business, I guess. It's so funny calling it a business, honestly, but it, like I have to pay tax on it and all of that kind of stuff, so I'd rather just like leave it until all the tax is paid and then see what I've got left over, and then sort of, yeah, take money as and when. But generally like YouTube income is like anywhere between like 500 and £1,000 a month, which is amazing. And Instagram, I don't get paid anything for Instagram unless I do like collaborations with brands, which you're not allowed to like share how much you make and stuff with them. It's in like the contracts and things, but I would say again anywhere between like 500, £1,000-ish, like for that. I'm not gonna like go into too much detail because I don't want to get like sued, but yeah, so that is like a rough amount of income that you get, based on like views and like just loads of other stuff like insights and how many people like and comment, and like all of that stuff really like contributes to it. So I hope that's not like a really waffly, annoying, like avoiding the point answer. I just really don't want to get in trouble with any of the brands because I've signed like contracts and stuff, so yeah. But like I said, I don't touch the money. I can't just use it whenever I want. Well, I can technically, but I don't because I'm scared of the tax man, because it scares me. The next question was, how did you cope with the lack of sleep and work with a sleep regression? Guys, it was so hard, so hard. I mean, every sleep regression is hard, isn't it? I would say the 2 that are like neck and neck with how hard they are is the 4-month sleep regression and the 11-month sleep regression. Of the ones that I've gone through, I'm sure there are many more to come. I'm sure I've got one coming round the corner. George is 15 months old now. I'm sure there's one coming up anytime soon because they always seem to. But the 11-month one for me, because it was the most recent one, oh my gosh, wow, that was hard. And I just caved, like I finally caved. George has never ever come into my bed, ever, since he was born until the 11-month sleep regression, because I just could not do it. I was like trying to go to sleep like really early because I knew that he'd be up at like intervals throughout the night. Like he was just And because he was like screaming, like he wasn't just like tossing and turning, he was like screaming and all he wanted was to be cuddled. Yeah, I caved and I let him come into my bed, and I don't think I would have had any sleep if I hadn't done that. So yeah, I was always the mum that didn't want to do that, like making a rod for your own back kind of that mentality. But nah, I caved and I did it, and I'm so glad I did. So I really hope that if you're going through a sleep regression with your little one right now, do whatever you have to do to survive, whatever that is. Whether that is letting them cry it out, whether that is getting them in your bed and cuddling them all night long, do what you have to do to survive it, because they will be fine as long as you are fine, and they'll get through it, and so will you, I promise. It just doesn't seem that way at first, does it? Oh my gosh. I swear it went on for like 4 weeks as well. It was too long. Too long. Next question was, what do you do when George has a tantrum when out and you're on your own? This is such a good question. Honestly, I don't really know what I do, because I just break out in like mum sweats. I can feel people looking at us. I don't know, I freak out a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I always try to like deflect away from a situation, and I always try and like come prepared. So I've got like snacks and I've got toys that he really likes, and I just try my hardest, to be honest. And it's bloody hard, it really is, and I definitely haven't mastered it like in the slightest, but I try my hardest to like deflect away from the situation and just try not to feel like everyone's staring at me, because anyone that's had a toddler has gone through that exact same moment. So I just try and remember that, and just try and think, actually, no one's judging me, and even if they are, who cares? So yeah, I don't know, that's a really rubbish answer again, but it's true. I just break out in mum sweats and try and deflect from the situation with snacks and toys. Another question about George is, what words does George say? And I never really know how to answer this. So because I always thought when I had a baby, it'd be so obvious when they start talking. Like, it'd be so obvious what their first word was. But it's so like, because he makes loads of noises all the time, and he does copy me, but like it doesn't sound the same. Like if I say car, he'll go ga. Like that's not saying car, but he's trying to. The words that he absolutely says, like if I ask him to say and he absolutely says, the 2 words that he says is haya and dada. He has said mama quite a lot, but he'll never ever repeat it if I ask him to say it. If I ask him to say it, he'll go like mama. Like he'll try, but it won't sound anywhere near like mama. Whereas dada and haya, he'll always say like perfectly. Like I said, if I said car and I showed him a car, like he'd say ga, like, and he would say it over and over and over again. Like he's obviously repeating what I'm saying, but not actually like not saying it properly. So yeah, like he does that with quite a lot of things. If I show him something and say what it is, he'll try to repeat it, but obviously it's just not coming out right yet because he's too little. But yeah, so haya and dada are probably the 2 proper words that he knows. And then yeah, he actually thinks that my phone is called Dada, because every time we're on FaceTime to Ash, I'll have my phone somewhere like so that he can see George playing and that, and then I'll say, where's Dada? And he'll go and get my phone, and like he'll point to my phone and Dada, and he does it all the time. So I genuinely think he thinks my phone is called Dada, which is cute but really sad at the same time. I hope he knows that Dada is Dada and not the phone, but yeah, we'll see. Next question is, how do you afford childcare? Please help. Wow, yeah, I feel this. Childcare is a joke, isn't it? It's actually so expensive, so expensive. So our childcare, after all of like the deductions, so if you haven't seen my childcare like money video that I did way back when George was like 4 or 5 months old, and I started looking into childcare, because I did all of the maths as to what like nursery would cost, what the childminders up in Lincoln would cost, because that's where we used to live, and like all of that kind of stuff, and then what allowances that we would have because we're both in full-time work. We would be able to get the tax-free childcare allowance, which is like 20% off of childcare basically. So yeah, with all of the allowances and stuff, I think it's like 700 or 800 pounds. I think it's somewhere in the middle of 700 or 800 pounds. my like income after tax is only £1,700 a month, and I spend £1,000 on bills. So on top of that, obviously I have the childcare. So it's like, wow, it's a lot of money. It really, really is. Obviously, like I split everything with my partner, so I don't pay like the whole £750 or £800, whatever it is, on my own. I do split that with him, but nonetheless, it's still a lot of money. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that. How do I afford it? I just, if I want to work, that's how I afford it. Because if I don't work, then I can't pay for things, I guess. And in the long run, I would really, really like to try and do YouTube full-time and make a living from that. I'm just not at that point yet. Plus, if you go self-employed, then you need like 2 years worth of accounts in order to like get mortgages and loans and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just not ready to take that leap yet, because it's really scary, and I've got a really secure job that gives really good like maternity leave and stuff, and I'm being quite, I don't know, boring about it, I guess, because it just I don't know, I just like the security of that. So I'm just not quite ready to make that leap just yet, I don't think. But when/if I do that and just go onto YouTube full time, then George won't have to go into childcare anywhere near as much. I'll still put him in a little bit because he loves it and he gets so much out of it. But yeah, it would be nowhere near as much as he is at the moment. It's just like, he goes in 4 days a week and they're really long days. So I would put in him, I'd probably put him in for like 3 days a week, but shorter days. At the moment, he goes in 8 until 5, 4 days a week, which is such a long day. Like it's too long for him, like it really is. He just comes back and he's so tired, and then we don't really see each other like that much in the morning and that much in the evening. So I would much prefer him to go in like 9 until 3, like a school day kind of thing. Anyway, that's a long way off. I don't have that option at the moment, but one day maybe. I had actually quite a lot of questions about the airbrush, like hairdryer thing that I use, like quite a few questions, which I was surprised about. It's called the Revlon One Step, and I think, well, it was on the Amazon Black Friday deals for like £30, but when I got it a couple of years ago, it was like £45, so I don't know like how much it is at the moment, but I will link it down below. It is so good, I love it. I did my hair today with it. Well, I said did my hair, I like dried my hair with it, and you can give it like little flicks and like little sort of curls, but like not too dramatic. You could also like have it straight, but I do just really, really like the fact that it styles your hair and dries it at the same time. It's such a massive like time saver. Love it. The next question is, how do you change a nappy without it taking 30 minutes because they roll off and crawl off? Oh my gosh. The crawling and the rolling and the running is so real when they get to this age. But my trigger's always been, like since George has been able to like roll and crawl and whatever, is to put my leg over him. I'll put a clip up on the screen now of where I've done it before. And I know it looks a bit dramatic, but oh my gosh, it's so easy, and it's done in such like an instant that it's just so worth it. I put my leg over him, quickly do everything, and then pull the nappy up. Pull-ups is also a really good tip, actually. I do like taped nappies, but I feel like pull-ups at the age that George is at now, like toddler age, is definitely my preferred route, I think. This next question was, will you vlog Ash coming home? I know he doesn't like the camera, but I'm so invested. You know what, I just don't know, because like you said, he really doesn't like being on social media and stuff, so I've got to respect that. I don't know who'll let me, or maybe I'll try, but it just really depends, because I really don't know what the plans are now, because his flight was delayed, and like we don't know when he's actually going to get here. So if he comes home like midnight one night, like I can't, do you know what I mean? Like it's just hard. So I will see, maybe, but I will keep you posted, I promise. But I'm not sure I'm gonna vlog it. I don't know. I would quite like to, but I don't think he's gonna let me. Even if I vlog it, I don't think he'll let me post it. I think I'm probably gonna take a little bit of time off over like Christmas and New Year and stuff to like really sink in to like the whole family dynamic again if he's back. Like I really am just hoping that he's actually gonna be back, but yeah, but I will keep you posted, I promise. The next question was, how did you find the first couple of weeks going back to work after mat leave? And I can honestly say they were the hardest 2 weeks of my life. Hardest 2 weeks of my life. Yeah, it was such an adjustment, and I'm still even adjusting now. Like I went back to work in end of July, I think, maybe August, I can't actually remember. It was so hard, but it does get, like the leaving George part of it does get easier. I still don't like it, but it gets easier. That part is true. The adjusting to the work life and then being a mum also, and then like trying to juggle all these other things, I don't know if I'm used to that, but yeah, I would say it definitely gets easier quicker than you expect it to, but yeah, it was really hard. Like if you guys watched my videos from back in like July and August, I was a mess. I really was. I don't know how much I posted about it, but the first video of like George's first day at childcare, I was an absolute mess. Such a mess. On my first day back from maternity leave, like that was just, whew, I was an emotional joke, like really bad. Next one was, have you got any tips on solo parenting? I'll be in the same boat as you in the new year and I'm nervous. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't have any tips. I feel like I haven't like particularly succeeded in the solo parenting stuff. Like I try really hard, but sometimes I feel like I don't do a very good job. And even just like the small things, like you only have like 2 hands. You have one set of hands and it's hard to be everywhere all at once and like doing all these things, even if that's like metaphorical spinning plates, or if that's like the mental load or the actual physical, you've only got 2 hands. And like if you are doing anything but being right there with them, you feel like you're being neglectful, even if that is making food for them. If they're sat there screaming and you're making them food to stop them from screaming, in that 20 minutes whilst you're making the food, it still feels like you're drowning. Like, whereas if your partner was there or something, like maybe they could be making the food and you could be sitting with the baby or the toddler or vice versa, you know, that part of it is really hard. So I guess to like combat all of the issues that I've probably faced, there are ways of combating them if you prepare for them. So like if you batch cook, if you get things in the freezer that are like really easy to just shove in the oven and you don't have to be like slaving away cooking, but you can make the food, like you can put things in the oven, whether that's pre-cooked like cook things that you've prepared already and then just chuck them in the oven, and then like in 20 minutes they're ready and you can be sat with the baby at that time. Like that's maybe an option. Yeah, honestly, what the biggest thing that I've learned is to look after yourself, like genuinely, because if you are happy, little one is going to be happy most of the time, unless they're obviously putting down the Christmas tree. And that's another thing, like I was so close to grabbing him, but I don't think that would have made a difference whether it was me or my partner here. I think he probably still would have ended up putting down the Christmas tree, to be honest. But yeah, looking after myself I think was eventually the best thing that I could do. I don't think I did it quick enough. I think the first 3 months at least I was just like neglecting myself fully. But yeah, accepting help where you can, like from family or friends or childcare or whatever that might be, and looking after yourself. Like, so of an evening when little one goes down, having a bath or having a glass of wine or a hot chocolate, whatever you kind of fancy, like something like that, to like reward yourself for all of the work that you've done during the day. Like it really is important. So yeah, I guess that's probably my advice. I don't really know if it's good advice, but I'd say it's what helped me towards the end, definitely. Got quite a lot of questions about George's milk, like what he's doing with that. So I got one about, does George only drink cow's milk and does he wake up in the night since he's on cow's milk? And when did you drop George's daytime milk? 11-month-old doesn't want to breastfeed in the day now. So I think this is a really personal thing. Like, so every baby's different, every mum's different. If you bottle feed, if you breastfeed, like every scenario is so different. But what we did is when he turned 1, he was still on 3 bottles a day, and then we started transitioning. No, he wasn't. He was on 2 bottles a day, sorry. So 11 months, I think he was on 3 bottles a day, and then we transitioned to 2 bottles a day. One of those was formula and one of them was cow's milk. Still quite big bottles, like 8 ounces or 7 ounces or 8 ounces or something. And then we transitioned them both to cow's milk. And now I just kind of give him like a cup of milk. So we stopped doing like bottles. The milk that they're getting, like cow's milk that they're getting, like he started having that from 13 month, like when he was like 12 months, 13 months is when he went on to cow's milk fully on both his bottles. At that point, they don't need it. Like they need it for calcium and calories, but they don't need it for like all of the nutrients that's in formula or all the nutrients that's in breast milk. Like that's not really the benefit anymore. So as long as they are eating a like varied diet in the day, They don't technically need the cow's milk. I do still offer it to him. I offer it to him in a cup. I give it to him at breakfast and at dinner time. Sometimes he has it. And then at dinner time, if he doesn't have all of his milk, I'll bring it into like the living room where we are now. And then like I'll put it on the side. And if he fancies having some more, he'll have some more. And if not, he doesn't. And he doesn't wake up in the night anymore, other than during the 11-month sleep regression. That was, whew. You know what? I'm just trying to think about that 11-month sleep regression. Was that 11 months? Because I feel like from 11 months to like 12 and a half months, he was going through that regression. So maybe that was even like a 12-month regression. I don't even know. But anyway, it was a bloody long regression. Other than during that period of time, he like, it doesn't wake up in the night usually unless, you know, something bad has happened. Like for example, when he scratched his face on the Christmas tree, he like must have hit his face or like wiped his face or something, and he woke up in the night because he had like touched that, but generally no, like he won't. So I hope that answers the questions. Like honestly, coming down off of milks, like changing from like however many bottles a day, dropping a feed, and like changing over to cow's milk over than breast milk, like it's just such a minefield. Why do they not just give you a leaflet as to like how to do these things? But yeah, for us it was, you know what, it was easier than I thought. But George has always been quite adaptable when it comes to milk. When it comes to like dropping feeds and stuff, we've never really like regretted dropping a feed too early or too late. Like it kind of just happens. And like I said, especially after once they are having 3 meals a day, a snack, and it's all varied stuff, and they're having enough water and everything, it doesn't matter as much. Like there's not as much pressure on you to like make sure that they're having all of these like lovely nutrients and stuff, because they should be getting that from their food. And I've actually also started using a multivitamin with George, because he had his health visitor appointment recently, really belated one, 12-month one. They told me that he should be having a vitamin, because like a multivitamin like drops, because they don't obviously have breast milk or formula anymore, which is where all of their vitamins were coming from. So I add that to his like dinner, like little drops in his dinner, and then mix it up because it doesn't taste very nice apparently. Although George quite likes medicine, he takes tasting things, like he loves Calpol and he loves the ibuprofen one as well, so I don't know. I hope that's helpful. I've got a couple of questions from people that have got newborns at the moment, which I thought was interesting. So a couple of them say, when did George settle into a routine? The lack of sleep is starting to take its toll on me. And then one says, when did George start sleeping through the night? I've got a newborn and I'm just interested. So, oh God, it feels like such a long time ago. But I think I would say like from 12 weeks, I think. You know what, I really can't remember. I feel like it was 12 weeks. It could have been sooner. I feel like if I were to have another baby, I would not be as rigid about naps and routines and like all of that kind of stuff. I feel like I was really like obsessive about timings and milk feeds and nap times, and like everything had to be perfect. And George was a really good sleeper, so I thought that what I was doing was contributing to that. What I have since learned is actually babies are kind of what they're gonna be like from day dot. Like they're gonna be good sleepers from day dot, or they're gonna be bad sleepers from day dot, bad sleepers, or like they're gonna, you know, want to be cuddled from day dot or want to be left alone from day dot. What they're gonna be is what they're gonna be, and kind of what you do to some extent is not, I don't know whether I'm wrong or right. I just think maybe everything they did at the beginning was a waste of time and a waste of anxiety-inducing stress, to be honest. I don't know, but I would say for those that have little ones, if you look at some of my older videos from when George was younger, you'll see what I did personally. But like I say, take everything that I say with a pinch of salt, because I feel like I maybe came across like because I'd read so much and I'd done so much research, and I was definitely that over-the-top like researchy mum. I felt like everything that I was doing like resulted in this perfect sleeping baby, and then come 4-month regression, come 11-month regression, like it all just implodes in your face anyway. Like it is just what it is, and I feel like you just have to take it as it comes and just try and enjoy it as much as possible. Do whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you want to see what I did, then all of the stuff is sort of in my older videos if you want to see it. And then the last question that I'm going to answer is, what is George's routine? And like I was just saying, I feel like I put a lot of emphasis on routine in the early days, and now I do less so, because it was just getting on top of me, to be honest, and it was really hard to keep maintain a routine when George is in childcare, and he's like at childcare, his routines, and I'm not in control of that, and nor is George really, like someone else is. So I kind of just do whatever I can to like accommodate him as much as possible, really. So during the week, so Tuesday to Friday when he's at nursery, I will wake him up at 7 o'clock, bring him downstairs for breakfast and get him all ready for nursery and everything, change his nappy and all that. Then we are at nursery for like 5 to 8 or whatever. And then he's at nursery throughout the day. He has one nap after lunchtime, and his nap at nursery is always so short because he just, as soon as he hears like other kids playing and stuff, he wants to get up. Whereas at home, if he wakes up a little bit, and if I leave him, like if he's just going, oh, you know, making little noises, if I leave him, he will go back to sleep. Whereas if he hears like other kids playing, he's obviously not going to go back to sleep. So at nursery, he has a really small nap, and then he comes home at 5 p.m. and he is so tired, like so tired. Has dinner, we have a bath together, and then he literally goes to bed. So like at like 6:30-ish, and then he has a sleep. He sleeps until 7 because I wake him up, but if I didn't wake him up, he'd probably sleep longer. So yeah, that's his like weekday. And then on the weekends, because he's so tired from nursery, he most of the time will not wake up until like 9. And I know that sounds like, I really don't want to like piss any sleep deprived parents off right now, but it's because he doesn't sleep at nursery, and I feel so sorry for him because he's obviously so tired. Like this morning, for example, it's Monday today, so Monday is our like day, like it's our weekend still, like it's our Sunday because I have Mondays off. Today, for example, I woke him up at 9 o'clock, so like he was fine, but I still woke him up at that time, so he, you know, might have even slept longer. But if it's like on the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, say he wakes up at like 9 o'clock, he'll get up, we'll play, we'll have breakfast, then we'll have like another play, and we'll go out and do something, then we'll have lunch, and then he'll tend to go down for a long nap around 1. So like between 1 and maybe 3, or 1 and like 2:30 maybe. A long nap, again, that is because he's really tired from nursery, and then he'll wake up again, we'll have like a little bit of the afternoon, and then dinner, and then we'll try and get him down for like 7. I keep saying we, like when I say we, I mean me and George. Like George is contributing to this. So yeah, then he'll go down at about 7 o'clock, and then like the same for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday comes around, I have to get him up earlier. He has like barely any sleep at nursery, and then he's shattered, and then he goes to sleep earlier in the week. So that's his little routine at the moment, but yeah, it's not my favourite. I think he's not getting enough sleep, but I think he's okay. He's all right, he's fine. Anyway guys, I think that is where I'm going to leave today's video. I really hope that this was somewhat interesting and I got to answer some of your questions. Thank you so much for everyone that submitted them. And thank you so much for all of your comments about Ash, like not being able to be here just yet and stuff. We're absolutely fine with it. I keep telling myself that. But yeah, fingers crossed that he's back for Christmas. Please guys, keep your fingers and toes crossed, because that's all I genuinely want. We can do date nights and we can do other things, but I just want him home for Christmas. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.